It's astounding how many red flags there were, right from the start. Strangers on a train was just the first of many. Would things have been different if we'd been less complacent and picked up on them? Maybe. Maybe that would have simply fast-tracked us into the craziness to come. Maybe one of us would have assumed the other was delusional and walked away. Then there's this. I still don't know what made me check that old Gmail account that day. I hadn't used it for weeks. And who answers random emails from strangers? Idiots, that's who. MB was the one who got back in touch first. How did it go with Miss Peach? She asked you to make her a leopard print catsuit yet? Please say yes. But I was the one who instigated the next step, nudging us from being little more than strangers swapping silly banter into something deeper. It wasn't intentional. At that stage, I wasn't daydreaming about moving to Leeds, reading the Sunday papers in bed and going for long walks on the moors, or wherever people walk in Leeds. But right from the start, there was no doubt that MB and I had a good thing going, an instant ease between us, a lack of judgment that was both fun and freeing, and an unspoken pact to avoid thorny topics or anything too personal. No relationship or sex stuff. Which, I suppose, makes it ironic that the seeds of the next step were planted while I was on a date with another virtual stranger. I did a fair bit of that back then, rarely going further than a one-night hookup. My best mate Layla said I was addicted to the roulette wheel of the dating app, the thrill of discovering if it would land on, oh hell no, maybe, or shag. Classic commitment-phobic behaviour, she'd say whenever she found out that I'd swiped right again. Using mindless sex with strangers to fill a hole. Layla never missed an opportunity for a double entendre. She was also right about me. The date, Matt, 36, had suggested we meet in one of those new hedge-funded bistros in White City, a choice of venue that should have set alarm bells ringing the second the text came through. Faux animal heads on the walls, vintage oils customised with spray paint, leather-clad booths designed with Instagram rather than comfort in mind, and staff dripping with ironic tattoos and smugness. We hadn't texted much beforehand. I'd been swamped with work. He said he hated online correspondence. So, apart from the fact that he had crap taste in restaurants, I knew little about him. His profile pics had all the hallmarks of being professionally shot, and his 3-line bio was as non-committal as they get. Strong, silent, secure in myself. Not that I was anyone to judge. My profile, funked up, have soul, bring snacks, was both shite and trite, and I only used it because it made Layla crack up. I'd arrived early, hair still damp from the shower, and picked out a booth that gave me a clear view of the entrance. Despite the nervousness I always felt whenever I dipped a toe in Tinder's fetid waters. I was in an upbeat mood that evening. I'd delivered Miss Peach's dress the day before, yes, in peach, and yes, asymmetrical, a nightmare to seam. And she'd shared pics of her wearing it on a girls' night out. #transformation. She looked happy, triumphant almost. For her, the dress was a symbol that she'd left behind a marriage that had run its course, and it made all the hoops I'd jumped through worth it. And yes, I did feel guilty for whinging about her. I considered forwarding the link to NB, but as she'd name-checked me, it would be the work of seconds for him to find out exactly who I was. And I was reluctant to mess with our strangers on the internet shtick. Matt, 36, was only 5 minutes late, arriving as I was midway through my second chocolatini. On first impression, he was a definite maybe. A faint trace of a Geordie accent, resembled his profile pics to a surprising degree, ordered a JD on the rocks, so wasn't a health freak. It went downhill from there. After a polite laugh when I joked about the grimacing elephant heads stuck above the bar, he launched into a monologue about the drop in London's property prices, kept ricocheting back to the subject. Rationalising that the babble was a sign that he was as nervous as I was didn't help. That would mean 2/3 of his bio was bullshit.